Hopefully all of you are having an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on wherever you're tuning in the world. My name is EQ. I'm here to help you become a better trader, and welcome to Alchemy Meta. And on today's Crypto Morning Alpha, I want to jump directly into the charts and talk about something really interesting that I'm seeing in terms of volume that might actually surprise people and more specifically leave the bears in disbelief. Right now, we're looking at the Bitcoin chart and we're looking at the entire bull run of 2021. You can see this chart starts at around December of 2020, which is give or take around the point that this all started happening. And notice something interesting. There's this red line that's going down the bottom, and it's really focused on this point down here. Now, what this red line is the POC, the point of control. This is based on the VRVP, which is this little guy on the right side. This is the visible range volume profile. And really what this red line is here to tell you is where the most amount of volume is occurring within whatever you can see on the chart at the current time. So if I zoom out a little bit more, you can see that this line is going to drop, and this is going to show you through 2020. This is where the most amount of volume was added through Bitcoin. This is when all the big money was adding and accumulating through this phase. And when we actually got into the bull run, there was no point in the bull run where we had more volume than through 2020, which would signify that anyone that was a big player was already purchased and waiting, and all of this was led and fueled by retail traders specifically. Now, as you zoom into this little point down here, this is the pullback that we've been in for the last few weeks. This ranges from June 12th all the way to today, which is July 26th. And within this phase, that's a little bit over a month, we've put up more volume than we have in the entire bull run. Now, when you zoom out and tie this in with the volume flow, we can see that we've been in an uptrend in terms of volume on the daily chart, which is good to see. Now, we haven't exactly broken the zero VFI yet, which we've been talking about in the last couple of videos, but we're starting to get a little bit closer to that. And if we are able to break this zero VFI, we could become very bullish. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoin can push all the way to 100K from this move, but even a nice push of Bitcoin into 30, 40,000 would make a lot of people happy. And it would really fit the narrative too of all the big money makers and market movers wanting to push one last time to get their final exit liquidity before recession and shit really starts to hit the fan. All the oscillators have been in an uptrend too. You can see the RSI has been in an uptrend. Your VFI has been in an uptrend like we just said. Your MACD is in a consistent uptrend. And your KDJ is also in an uptrend. You're also looking at an uptrending triple bottom, which long term is one of the more accurate candlestick patterns that you can follow. And if we're able to hold support on top of this POC, we could see Bitcoin go into a nice takeoff. And Bitcoin isn't the only chart that looks like that. If you go to the Ethereum chart, you're looking at the same thing where you have this triple bottom down low. You have an insane amount of volume, and that volume is beating out the entire bull run of 2021 that we're seeing here. And the key element that will tell me that specifically this zone here is that if you go to the left a little bit, you can see that price did not hold that much in this general zone. So there is really no place for volume to be relatively picked up in this area. Whereas once you're down here in a triple bottom, it is relatively easy to accumulate when price is moving sideways for whales, especially on long-term daily charts. Now on Ethereum, I am watching this long-term downtrend. So if price did want to break out, I'd be looking for a resistance around 2300, give or take, when price would be meeting the 600 and 200 day moving averages as a resistance and hitting this major downtrending resistance on the long term that we've been following since around November 13th when we hit all-time high. And then we peaked out again in March 30 and April 1st. Jokes on us, and then we dumped off again. So hopefully we can start to push back up and retest this major resistance. And notice the volume flow on the Ethereum chart is raging right now, which is a really good thing to see. You also had some bullish regular divergences, which would be common at the end of a downtrend, especially if you saw a triple bottom after a massive sell-off. It's really nice to see these regular bullish divergences start to show up. And keep in mind what I was saying before, where we're still looking very bearish on the macros, not only in the United States, but around the world. And recession is knocking on the door. So it's very important to be safe when you're trading right now, but the potential for bulls is still there as well. If you found anything in this video useful, make sure to hit that follow button or the subscribe button, depending on wherever you're watching this video. Hopefully you have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.